Part 5. Sabotage, then flee. Drifter by drifter basis. The room with nothing in it, she whispered, as dark steel butterflies float in and out of the building. The coelacanth breathes in abundance, scraping lesser life forms off the bottom of the tank, in a style to which you are not accustomed, the many tentacles of the United States, adjusting hooded cloaks of the Americlan, Siamese Marxists joined at the waist. Smell the smoke and saw the devastation of interdimensional theory. Just because you can play chess doesn't mean you're a grand master. On the roof, footsteps beat like thunder, while the baby's tucked away out of the sun. A harrowing day at the cutting lathe. Controlling power that flows from the turret of the launchers, aiming this gamma-ray burster to the sky. She reaches farther to outer space, lending fact to fiction. Arcane machine codes and the programmers already buried, bringing on the catastrophe, trying on the distortion corset then, tightening strings of streaming audio, a nucleus of gutter life, the legends of steam melting into uranium. Plutonium glows in dark matter leftovers, laid on a table in a factory, a view of the solution in moral dilemma. Tapping sounds on telephones make me nostalgic, like a son of a bitch, for romantic, summerlit dreams. Drawing in the clouds, drawing in the painkiller through cotton. Maiming begins now. All hail, we ride. The dust trails and mold spore roads. Hell's 100 acres. Hill and dale vaporized. Dry red mud caked on tractor wheels. Boiling for liquid eyes. Underneath pressure fossilized. Palestine, Sri Lanka, East Cambodia, perfectly centered in the crossbeams, blown apart and ultra-sickened. Moon creates high tides following tidal waves. Desist and resist. A rare species in communications, boring into the backwoods. Man traveling the brain maze, flitting back and forth, like 8mm black and white film onto opposite reels. Scaffolding juts around the perimeter for the Lower East Side Machine Gun Hunt Club, for the Clinton Hill AK-47 search party. Weapons cache open fire. To cease desire, bring fodder for human cannons. The detoxification effect bearing down and set to kill. Pristine demon's fur being worn uncovered. Eagle spear riding down Hollow Point Highway. Celestial hydrogen surfacing up top bubbling magma. Filthy habits. Stuck in this dissolute life. Robo-bionic spine spanner. Rotation drum rotors rotating. Devaluate and de-insulate. 500 ways to anyway, up in the air. Lacking any form of restraint. Languishing and wanton dread. Lethargic and sluggish. Crumpled up with multitasking optimal function. Starving the brain of an all-too-bracing posture. Years evacuate like a house of cards through an injection device. Milligram after milligram, cc's turn invisible like hours under the skin. Only us, the ones left behind, who still practice the fine art of deprivation, living out transparent dreams on the plane of this life diagram. Nothing gained, nothing solved. Cursed to walk the earth till that fateful day. All bad forever after. Ignorant and illegal. It began as a mindless mistake. We are outlaws in the eyes of America. This is bad timing, and all about loud. The best months gone, creating a violent realism in World War None, pinpoint bulletproof blast to the head. Got no more use for you, attitude's dead. Blindfold, blind spot, defeat, defeat, defeat. Sentimental illness. A random number generator retrogressing, embroiled in excessive and bitter vulgarities. Victory through storm strike and intense distrust. Watching fools drown one by one, thinking they are thirsty. Wild turkey oceans overwash seawalls without iced cubes. Seagulls dip and dive in Harbor Hill Lake, drunken with fresh debasement. Goebbels didn't trust us either. Keeping it low, key and silent, rolling tanks over their proud city. I have the nerve. They just dismissed the entire entourage to Hollywood starlet, hell and void, ruinations of eternity, committed to the asylums, laid out like a cat in his private garden. Naive and repellent is the common man. Rowboats and Cadillacs. Science for persons of the boat. This is the official confirmation of entering in an irreversible state of decrepitude. Prophetic visions of unpunished murder, pushing the limits of human emotion. In a junkyard style. I am the Gestapo. I will despair of the future and be justified. Continue on and stormtroop over the Midwest or Poland, laying waste to thousands of miles under my feet. A veil of illusion hides a swift kick to the groin, distressed and blistered. Sidewalk hangover. A beautiful and devout Catholic, street walking like a braggart bitch. Street walking on broken ground. Denizens of the canal march back and forth. Oily blue crows. Birth defected. Bring me to the street, or bring the street to me. Street walking on broken ground. Shiver, they might fall. Destroy, they screamed, as they buzzed loudly from the hive, winged and toothless, fearsome stingers protruding from their fists. Smash the heads of the enemy like we have sworn, keeping the airborne cavalcade of freak wasps in check. The Black Army smooths out their route, forming a great humming arrowhead shape, and the smoky, cloudless hole in the sky, dropping down in a swift stabbing motion, blasting away into the decomposing mucid garbage that has forced them into this situation in the beginning. The visage of the insectoid creatures was one that once viewed, was etched into your retina permanently, like an infected carnal brand upon the gentleness of the eyesight. From the top of the head to the clawed and gaffed falcon talons, a combination of organic iron and impetigo ran down the torso and jutted out like knots in a Louisiana cypress swamp thicket, seared by a Hiroshima firestorm. mouths agape. The echoless frequencies that spit forth are akin to the Brazilian hissing cockroach, only amplified 1,000,000 decibels, overriding the loudest of the loud, the ear-shattering wail of the banshee, the shrieking, screeching silence that belongs to the mighty sonar of the canines. The blacklisted. At the newsstand in the store, with a black eye and cut lip, scratched face, wearing a shirt that says, "Speak of the devil," the woman at the counter says behind his back. Looks like the devil spoke to him. Dehydrated glass turns to sand, from Nagasaki to infinity. Shadows solidify on building walls, and plywood penetrates cement. Kerosene, gasoline, plastique, homemade napalm. What goes on in my sub-control vacuum? I have sat in chairs, tall, and climbed them far and wide. But to succumb to this vision is a nightmare. It's better to shear off the nails of your fingers than to stop emitting that low-frequency hum. Graft or glory. Brushing the streamlined scales the wrong way shreds the flesh of my palm. From the claw into belly, carving lovely symbolism. Scam of the year. At the tip of nervous admonishment, I cannot get by without your love for stalking and keeping my core undernourished and underpaid, walking the wet streets. It's funny how it all smells the same. Chicago, Baltimore, Amsterdam and Kentucky, Tennessee or Morocco or Yemen. Makes no difference. They are all broke and they all drink too much. They all hate each other. Especially, they all hate each other. Breakthrough to accelerator. Speed through to crash and burn. Burnout circuitry sends mixed messages. Into fire flash connector. To switchboard ejection. Switch out the score, goddammit. This is a war of wars. In mind, in soul, in prayer, in power. Cognitive dissonant. I can tell you just want to pack it in, like a Christian lamb entered into detox, fed to the lions one limb at a time, rehabilitation bastard. Dried blood around the toilet room drain is a dead giveaway. To a lifestyle hidden beneath 6-foot hedges, cyclone fences concealing more than aluminum siding, looking at the freeway. Make a wild, wicked guess who's killing who tonight. The control office in the pit of the gut tends to firm up as realization of acidic juices flowing. Safety off. Justice uses the garrote. The state uses the Maoist scripture. It's not uncommon. Command modules set feet in tripod bars, similar to moon glow on 3 of the planet's finest, card-carrying members of interstate union beatings, called earlier to wish you the best, and to tell you to pretend not to notice, that the worst outrage is international, to boast the drug evil. Wild children infested with the spirit of armed conflict and abandon. Contagions shrivel an electric chair gear. Paid to act interested. But sweetheart Johnny Glum, nothing gets by him. Aberration in my world is a natural fact for him. You know, Darwin was right. Society aflame. Scapegoat to blame. The rat race to exploit. The forgotten vice to assail. Anthropology as a blackguard Viking. Savage angst, bloodthirsty and uncivil. Evasive strategy in this genetic pageant. Zoological swarms of shocking half-men, half-ostrich, sprouting feathers, not unlike an Indian headdress. Perched monumentally upon the back of an ulcerated prairie dog, this is a book of the common cause, written in wildlife blazes, crisscrossing this airspace, while dictators brave melody. In favor of the crux of the dissonance, I think I am the disease. If you think you could be the cure. Does deceit compound the attempted bribe? A penny for your thoughtlessness? A mirage of competition is passed away. There are only the future X-rays to ride against. Time to do the math. This is what a detonator looks like. And this is a pipe bomb. That was a cardiac arrest. In the capital of false positives, misshapen magnet attracts nomads to the ridge-backed crusts of earth. Fables of grim lust warns pinching of the neck, hand lotion applied to holes. Weighed out, mean-spirited tag team of comrades in mischief. Lost century Puritans now turn into danger, like the sad man's compulsion from a gangster movie. Counterfeit important papers, then keep it in smaller bills. We are pirates, sworn to tearing pages out of a biblical tome and rubbing them in our faces. The Gospel of St. Siege. Return in the way of a boomerang, making the nails screw to the anchor. 30 weight test line, secured on the throat. Bare wall, bare bulb energy. Heated to cauterization. Ringing a grievance bell and capable of falling prey to tube amps crackling and sizzling. The distant herd are elk in the headlights. As compared to the blessing of the termites, this festival of sawdust works miracles and keeps your hands constantly smudged.